Buenos dias. Saudi Kap. Sabaidibo. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, how are you? I'm greeting you in a few languages in the countries I've lived in. Namaste is another. I grew up in 5 countries in Asia, and I come to you on this celebration of remembrance for Pacific alumni, friends, and faculty and staff. We welcome you to Pacific University's Alumni Remembrance Ceremony. We gather now in this virtual space, in this virtual time, to remember, to celebrate the lives of alumni, friends, faculty, staff members that have crossed from life to death in these past 3 months. My name is Ken Coleman, and I graduated from Pacific University in 1984. And in 1990, I was ordained as a pastor in the United Church of Christ. So as we gather, may we remember with our hearts, with our spirits, and with the memories of those that have died in these last 3 months, those members who have touched our lives and have touched the Pacific family. We have a tradition here that when we arrive as a freshman, we go and ring the bell at Old College Hall. You ring it again when you graduate. And now we will ring the bell one last time as we celebrate each life that touched Pacific as a student, a friend, a faculty member, or staff member, each sharing their lives to help make Pacific the amazing community it is and has become today. So as we prepare to ring the bell and read the names of those that have crossed from life to death, let us take a moment to open our hearts to that great spirit that connects us all together through love. That great spirit that walks with us in our grief and in our celebrations. Let us be in a spirit of oneness with each other and with the universe. So as the sun sets on the lives of these people this year, and as we gather on this day, may we be with the families of our sisters and our brothers who are grieving the death of their Pacific loved ones. We here at Pacific University are a community that has gathered, grown, and through our time here on campus, our lives were changed forever. As we remember these lives, these Boxers that have walked this campus in many different generations, let us meditate on these words that come from the Psalm, as paraphrased by Nan Merrill, from Psalm 1 through 3. She writes, "Blessed are those who walk hand in hand with goodness, who stand beside virtue, who sit in the seat of truth. For their delight is the spirit of love, and in love's heart they dwell day and night. They are like trees planted by the streams of water that yield fruit in due season, and their leaves flourish, and in all that they do, they will give life." These names we're about to hear, they do give life. Even though they have died, they give life to those who love them, who knew them, who were their friends, and who are their family. For it is in the love that we shared that has made all the difference in this world. It is the love that has flourished and brought forth the fruit and beauty of life in each of these loved ones who've died and in our own lives today. It is the love that has changed the world in which we live. In that spirit of love, we remember our alumni friends, faculty, and staff that can no longer gather with us on this beautiful campus. So we gather here in spirit and in body to remember these names that touch this campus, help shape it. Let us be together in prayer. Beloved, Great Spirit, Allah, Yahweh, God, Sophia, Father, Mother, and all the many other names that you are called across this globe, guide us in our walk with you. May your peace that passes all understanding fill our spirits in this moment, as we remember these lives that have crossed over to death. Receive these names into the circle of everlasting life where love abounds. And may their love and their life that they have shared with us, lived with us, give us strength for our journey in this world now. We hold their families and send them your love to walk with them in their grief. And may we all be instruments of healing for these families at the Pacific and the Pacific family. We thank you for life and love of all these names, and with the ringing of this bell, that they will be remembered as part of the Pacific family. May the spirit of love and peace be upon all of us as we take a moment of silence to remember. Amen. So as we listen to the names, as we listen to the bell that tolls, let us remember these words from the Sufi poet Hafez. Even death now will have no power to quiet these names, for they are beating wildly in our hearts.
We gather here in this virtual space today to honor members of the university community who we have lost over the past few months. Each person we honor today was a special part of the Pacific University family. We deeply mourn the loss of these individuals, but we believe their connection never diminished, and they will always remain a part of Pacific's long history. And now, I am honored to share the names of our alumni and friends, which are also found in the Book of Remembrances.
As we have listened to these names and the bell that just tolled to remind us of the spirits that filled these bodies, let us close by hearing a wonderful poem by Maya Angelou, When Great Trees Fall. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly, our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened, and our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after period, peace blooms, slowly and always, irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same, whispered to us, they existed. They existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. So as we go forth now, we can be better, we can be and we can be better for all the lives that have existed and now crossed from life to death. And we go in peace, and we go filled with the love of the beloved. Amen.